may rest upon them. Every day they will have the companionship of Christ and will exemplify the perfection of his character. Every day their light will shine towards others in good work.
Amen. Amen. And that was came from the book, I tell you just the name of the book. That was Testimony for the Church, volume 6, page 353. Talking about the Sabbath and the issue that the servant of the Lord is talking about in relation with the Sabbath. What is the point there? She's talking about sanctification. Yeah. What is the relation between the Sabbath and the sanctification? I don't know if you remember just, I think so, the first time that I came here, I talked about the 10 Commandments. And when I preach about the 10 Commandments, I explained to you that every commandment have one important lesson or to refer you to some particular issue about the law. You know, the 10 Commandments, the first 4, love to God, and the last 6, love to the neighbor. Well, what is the message of love in the 4th commandment? Remember the Sabbath day to what? Keep it holy. And without the holiness, no one will see God. In other words, it's extremely important that we understand that the Lord is asking for this standard. Maybe we're living just here and we are just 1 feet tall, but the Lord is expecting you and me, let's say just a brother here, supposed to be spiritually 6 feet tall, like me, exactly. But he is still down there 3 feet tall. But the Lord is expecting him, why are you still down there? What happened with us? Why we experiencing just so small side in spiritual side when we're supposed to be 9 feet tall, we are still just down there in 3. What is interrupting the growth of Jesus in your life? And today we're going to see what was the secret of Jesus when he was in this earth. When we're talking about appointment, it said 2018 just started. We're going to have appointment with many appointments. Doctor's appointment, maybe just a lady who just asking prayer for her units, experiencing some difficulty there. But when we're talking about the appointment, we have appointment with the doctors, appointment with people going to the house to check the gas or check some electricity equipment, going to camp to do something. We have appointment in the school. We have appointment with my friend. We have appointment, all kinds of appointment. Even we have appointment with people that we don't like it. For example, I don't like my appointment with the dentist. I don't know how many of you like just a dentist appointment. I don't like it. I don't like just going there. I'm just hearing just the machine, just put me just the anesthesia over here and then putting the needles into my gum there. It's painful. I don't like it, but I need it. And I need to go there. Because the infection here is very close to the brain. We must be careful about the teeth, okay? Then we have just a lot of points, but I might during this year, my question is, how is my schedule? Where is Jesus in 2018 schedule my life? How much time am I going to spend in vacation with Jesus during 2018? I'm set up a time to be alone with Jesus. I'm setting up time to be in vacation with Jesus. I'm setting up time to just have an important time as a vigil. Spend the whole night just we or you alone with Jesus. Yeah. When we're talking about the appointment, we're talking about 3 things. Number 1, date, time, and place. Date, time, and place, right? Yeah. Then when we're talking about that, we need to set up a time. What is the day that we're going to set up with Jesus? Every day? Yes. Yeah. Every day we must have an appointment with Jesus. At least 2 times. In the morning, in the afternoon, the vesper. This is clear, brother and sister. This is extremely important. We're living in the last day of this earth, and the church will be attacking. The Omega prophecy will become very soon. If you are not in Jesus, if you are not practiced today, if you are not dedicating time to be close with the Lord, you're going to be a part of the deceiver. You're going to walk away from the church. The coming days, they are hard time. A lot of just heresies will become. And if you don't spend time with Jesus, you will not resist just the attacking of the devil to the last period of the church in this world. Then, it's important that that we just set up an appointment with the Lord. It's extremely important. I have a book here that I love it. This book is from 1922. I love it. It's catching me. I'm just asleep with this book. Because this is the pioneer. The title is Fulfill Prediction, Divine Prediction Fulfilled. By Ellen G. White. It was not Ellen G. White who wrote this book. It was the people who was among her during her time. A people, pastor, administrator, who just sharing in this wonderful book thing. The whole book is full of prophecy from Sister White that was fulfilled in their time. And they just giving testimony about this prophecy. Let me tell you about the one man that I love this story about, the Pastor Loperuth. Pastor Loperuth was a man in Bob, who was at the beginning, after the 1844, it was a shaking time, it was a difficult time. But Pastor Loperuth decided, before me, Pastor was a brother Loperuth, they named him just a pastor later. And he just dedicated his life to God, and then the first year was around the ending of the 1845. And then his wife came one day to him and said, honey, I need you some money to buy some matches and a couple of more things. And he looked at her and said, honey, the only thing that is remaining with me, the cash that I have now, is 3 pennies. Wow. Talking about 1845. 3 pennies. You need to buy a couple of things. And then she said, but how are we going to survive now? You need just to stop just dedicating all this time and hours to pray and you study the Bible and just trying to find a job. He just specialized selling some scarf, and then the business in those days was very bad. And then he finally said, well, honey, I have this, the only thing that I have, going to the store. Please don't spend all the money in 3 pennies. At least bring me 1 penny back, because I don't want to just be without cash. Okay? And she was just crying. She going to the room and crying there and praying to God, and then just left the house. When he was just left the house, just a stranger came to his house, knocked the door, and he was opening the door. Who are you? He said, well, are you Mr. Loveroth? Are you the person who just sells some scarf? Say, yes, I am. He said, well, I want to order, and he said the number, and then they gave him just $100. Among those $300, the $100, $300 was a profit for our brother, formerly just Pastor Loveroth. And he was so happy. He said, but I don't have the scarf now. Say, don't worry, I will come tomorrow to pick it up. And then he will just drop the next day to pick up the scarf in another place and just bring it to this guy. But he was jumping, literally. When the wife came back from the store, she was just praising the name of the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, praise your name, and singing just beautiful song there. And the wife came and said, listen, the reason why for the 3 pennies made me so happy? And then he said, oh, honey, come on, sit down here and talk to me. And then she explained to her what's happening, telling about the story of this man. We must be faithful to the Lord, because the Lord will fulfill his promise to us. And then she cried again. But she cried and gave thanks to God, and we dedicate her life to Jesus. Amen. And let me tell you, brother, this book, you know what is the greatness of the pioneers? These people spend night, completely 1 to 9 in prayer. Yeah. Sister White say, we've been just preparing something in the house, and we hear just the voices of in the open field. But the brother Gilbert and a couple of more brothers just praising the name of the Lord at the 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Amazing. Today we buy just the picture here at midnight. Everybody's knocking down, just going down there. Why? Because we don't practice that. If we don't practice, when we came here, we're going to sleep. Because we just put in our eyes in the house, just watching TV program or exciting movies. Then this keeps you just awake. But when you need to dedicate, putting down your meal, watching, just hearing the voice of the Lord, praising the name of the Lord together in the church, then you're going to sleep. Have mercy. No way. Brother and sister, we're not going to live in this earth forever. This is just, we're passing by here. Yes, sir. We are in our way to heaven. Amen. We must heaven and dedicate time to the most important just point in our life is being ready for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Yeah. Then Pastor Bates was the guy who brought just the Sabbath doctrine into the church. He was the guy who just wrote the book. The first book about the Sabbath was wrote by Pastor Bates. Pastor Bates was a captain, was a ship captain. And then one day, he was, his wife was asking, similar experience like Pastor Lovewood, asking just about some money. And he said, but this guy, Bates, have nothing. He said, honey, I don't have nothing. I need some money to buy a couple of things just in the store. He said, I don't have nothing. Then he was so in despair, and then he walked away. He passed by to the post office, and the guy who was attending there just asked him, Captain Ray, come over here. He said, what's happening? I have a letter for you here. And then he brought the letter. He said, it's just 2 pennies, Captain Bates. He said, well, I'll be coming later. You don't want to say this, you don't have the 2 pennies. And he need to pay just the post, the postmaster, he said, like the sticker just need to pay, was sending to him to pay by him. And then he said, I don't have the money. He said, but Captain Bay, just open it, and then you can bring me just the money later. Maybe it's the money there. And he was, it's a man on principle. He said, no, thank you, I'll be back just later. He said, Captain Bay, I will open the letter for you. He opened the letter, and there was a $10 bill inside the letter for him. That was the way, the pioneer. Those women and men live in the beginning of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. All those huge hospitals that you see, like the large hospital in the United States, was built with $3.48 by Dr. I forget her last name, what's the Italian last name. But she was the wife of this pastor, and she came down here, find the place where is the for the hospital south, $3.40, and the guy was asking for $12,000, and she didn't have the money, but she came back to the house, jumping like a deer. Happy man, it's just $12,000. But the husband said, honey, we have just $3.48. He said, no, but the Lord will provide for it. Come back to the guy and talk with the guy again next day, and they said, we want to build just a sanatorium here. In the United States. Faith. Yes. That was the way our pioneers lived, by faith. They don't live by trying, but by trust. Then when we just depend from the Lord, we will depend from those resources that the Lord just assigned for us. If we want to grow God, if we want to grow just to the stature of man and woman in Jesus Christ, we must have a daily appointment with Jesus Christ. Yeah. Let me just mention to you a few quick appointments just in the Bible and take some lessons from them. The first appointment is in Genesis chapter 3, verse 8 to 11. Remember? When God come down to talk with Adam and Eve, what do they do? They hide him from. But why are you hiding from me? You didn't hide from me before. Why? Because they've been living in disobedience. Yeah. If you hiding some sins in your life, you don't want to have encounter with God because you know what's happening there. Yeah. Then, when He comes into you, you need to be clear. The Lord is going to reject you. He loves you. He wants to fix your problem in your life, your spiritual life. That sin that you're fighting for years and years and years, and you do it again and again and again. The Lord wants to stop that. If you surrender the sins to Jesus Christ, God will clean it up yourself forever and ever. He wants to have an appointment with you. That is your sinful life. You trying to avoid having an appointment with the Lord, like Adam and Eve. Second appointment. Remember just Jesus just in the Old Testament too. We're talking about the messenger of the Noah's Ark. Remember Noah's? Yeah. Unfaithful people. And God just challenged Noah to have an appointment with him. And what is the Noah's did? He accepted the appointment. He got an appointment with the Lord, and the Lord gave him a specific instruction about what He planning for this world. He said, I'm going to destroy everything with water. But until that day, there's no drop of water was coming down from heaven. It was a different way that the Lord just bring water to some foggy mist to the area, and they didn't see water before it raining. But the Lord, they need to believe in that. Lord, just Noah say, I accept the appointment, I accept your commission, Lord, and I'm going to preach. There will be raining, and there will be a flood, and they're going to destroy this earth. Because he was close with God, he accepted the challenge to pray and to preach about something that nobody knows. True. And he started to preach. You remember the story. Those unfaithful people, the people who do not accept the message, died out of the ark. The ark became a symbol of Jesus. Yeah. The only way to be safe is when you are in Jesus Christ. And if you accept Jesus, life was inside the ark. Outside the ark was death. Inside the ark was peace. Outside the ark was trouble, despair. Inside the ark was God. Outside the ark was the devil. And the consequences to all those who believe in disobedient die in that occasion. Another example about the appointment with God that I like to just remind you. Remember just the Babel Tower? Yeah. It was in the chapter 11 of the book of Genesis. I want to mention only just a few points there. But God come down and see after the flood. Okay? He coming to see some of the men, what are they doing? And they building a tower. Like say, Empire State Building Tower. Or CN Tower in Chicago. Or what is another tower? Huge tower in Toronto. I don't remember the name, but it was a huge tower. We were there. Remember Catholic? Went to the CN Tower there in Toronto. They have a 70th floor. It's a crystal floor. Everybody's scared just to go in there. It's like the Eiffel in Paris. Just have some floor, crystal floor. Everybody was scared just to step in there. But they building a tower, and the God came to see what are they doing, and God said, the people is one. The language is one. And nothing will stop them from the work that they started to do. Perfect unity. But the devil's side. Yes. What's the devil's side? Because they don't believe what the Noah say about the flood. They want to go into the sky and find the reason why the rain come out from there. They don't believe that. And God said they have perfect unity, perfect communication system. That's important. Yeah. They are together. And they're going to fulfill the mission. But the Lord said, no, I am the one in charge. And I'm going to interrupt you. And God just brings this confusion. That maybe one was starting speaking just in French, the other one just answered in Japanese, and the other one was talking in Chinese, and the other one was talking in Spanish or Portuguese, and was confused again. No, don't forget that. The confusion was put in there by God. Yes. They're perfect united, perfect communication system, and God came because that was when He came to have this appointment. If you have just unity with the evil people to harm the people of God, or challenging God, God will tell you, I want to stop that. And for me, it's a clear message that at the end, everything will finish according to the will of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And He got an appointment. You know the appointment. We preach the appointment. The second coming of Jesus Christ. Another lesson that I learned from this is when God called Abraham. He came, have an appointment with Abrams, and they met just Abraham and say, I need that you leave your family. Get out of here. I'm going to show you some place that you don't know, but I need you to leave this place because I have a plan for you. My friend, so many times say just the best place for me to go back to Jamaica. But sometimes we say the best time to go to Trinidad and Tobago. Or maybe to going back to Panama, or Guatemala, or Mexico, or wherever you come from, Rio. But the Lord said, no, I want you to go into Namibia in Africa because I have a mission for you there. And God just came and made just Abraham. Abraham just obeyed the God. He gave him clear instruction like the Noah's. He obeyed the Lord and He led him and said, you will be the father of faithful people around the world. Father of faith. He obeyed the Lord from his descendant. Jesus, we come to this earth. And we are here because that man accepted his appointment with God and the direction from God. And Abraham was a tremendous blessing. Another example of appointment with God. It was in Exodus. Remember Moses? Yes. God came and said, Moses, his mind was full of worldly teachings. There was a guy who was equipped with all the Egyptian knowledge. But the Lord said, I need to disintoxicate you. I need to take you to the desert for 40 years. And there he set the appointment with God. And in 40 years there in the desert, in that appointment with the Lord, that was a long appointment. Take 40 years, but he just spend the time with God there, and God prepared him, equipped him, put in just feel of a skill the Lord prepared him to do, to make free his people, and take it just from Egypt. And you remember the story. What a beautiful soul. When we just accept the appointment with God, you will never be the same person. Amen. You will never be the same lady or man. The Lord is looking for you because when you have an appointment with Him, something beautiful will be happening in your life.
Amen.
And Moses fulfilled the mission that the Lord just gave it to him to complete. Solomon, remember?
Yes.
When God just came to have an appointment with him, what do you want?
That's right. That's it.
Money, fame. What did he ask him for?
Wisdom and understanding.
Remember that beautiful appointment. I gave Lord the only thing that I want to give is wisdom. Just to lead the people, to know each other, to love anyone there. Fortunately, he used to turn away from the teaching the Lord gave him at the end of his life. He turned back, but in this moment, this appointment, he accepted the challenge of God, and he was the one who built the sanctuary, the enormous temple of Jerusalem that God assigned him to build. My dear brother and sister, God having just big things for you to build tremendous sanctuary. We now are just working, looking for some place. And brother, just Pastor, just Tony was talking about, don't despair, okay? Yeah. The Lord will be is open the path. And I asked you, Brother in the hospital there every day, hey, Brother about it's a new place, the guy just a new place. Well, don't yet, Pastor, not yet. Keep praying for that. Well, we keep praying for that. But I know the Lord will be having some place. But he have us, and we are the most important. If we believe in him, the sanctuary is not the problem. We need to be sure that the Lord have a place for us, and this place is already our. Where? I don't know, but it's our. And we're going to take this place because God assigned us for that particular place. Solomon appointment is a clear message that when we accept the challenge of the Lord, we will fulfill this challenge. Let me go to the New Testament. Just mention this appointment that for me is the most significant appointment with God, with 12 men that we call the disciples.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to those guys? Crazy guys. There are nobody with degrees there. No degrees behind those 12 men. Humble men, fishermen, ignorant, but men who just learned to surrender their mind, their body, their possession to Jesus Christ. And then when they surrender everything, you can see the compulsive spirit. The guy who just talk and then think. The guy who just put in Jesus in problem. But in the opposite side was his brother, Andrew. Andrew was completely quiet. You need to beg him to say something. Then you have just James and John. The violent guy who just asking the Lord fire to destroy the village there. Then you have those guys say, but Jesus worked on these people. He got a daily appointment with them, getting clear direction. And those guys changed completely the world. And we are here because they accepted the appointment with Jesus 2,000 years ago. And the result is that when we accept the challenge, and we accept to spend time with Jesus, He will transform our life.
Yes, He will.
We know, Father, no, brother and sister, we have just the last appointment that we have is the appointment when Jesus Christ will come back to this earth. He came back to this earth. He's going to have an appointment with those who bring their life to Him. Those who went through the big trouble, the last trouble of the earth, the 7 plagues will be coming to the earth, and we were just expecting the Lord. What a beautiful appointment. Are we ready for that appointment? Well, let me tell you how can we be ready for that appointment. Let's go into Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 and 23, and be ready just to the unbelievable, irrational thing that the Lord has ready for us. Because the gospel is irrational. It's not logical. You cannot set up the faith. Faith is not logical. It's not rational. He cannot explain that. Nothing that the Lord, for example, simple but this complexity thing. Your transformation. If you see to the back how you was, now you see you were today, how you are today, you can be just amazed. Wow, the Lord changed me. I would just say, the man would just loss of the eyes, loss of everything in my life. I was just living the crazy life, drinking, committing just things, all kinds of things, but now I completely different. How that change was affecting your life? But you know you are different.
Hallelujah.
But this is the result of our appointment with Jesus Christ. And we need to have this appointment every day. Jesus was here, chapter 14. Let me tell you a little background about that. We finish it. Family. Jesus received the news about the death of John the Baptist. John the Baptist, first part of the chapter 14, John the Baptist was his cousin. But was the man, when Jesus said, no man was born from the woman like John the Baptist. That was the stature of this man, John the Baptist. John the Baptist was the one who said, this is the Lamb of God, when Jesus was walking toward him. We just sweep away just the sins of the world. There was a man who baptized Jesus. There was a man who said, I need to go down and Jesus need to grow up. And Jesus, I imagine he just grieved there when he heard about the death and the way that they killed just his cousin, John the Baptist. Then after that, there was 5,000 people there, 100 people, without women and children. We're talking about between 12,000 and 15,000 people there. Then Jesus said, the disciples said, the rationalism say from Peter, Lord, what about if we set just around here because it's almost to the end of the day and they don't eat nothing yet? He said, no, they don't do it. What did he say?
Let them go buy lunch.
You give it to them. You feel it.
Yes.
You feel it. Peter, imagine Peter said, hello, Jesus. That we have in the storage here, that we have some container here, 44 just people on container here to feed this multitude. Amen. Then it's a silly question from the Lord. No? And Jesus was inviting them to go into the celestial level, because when we go into reach the celestial level, in those appointment with daily appointment with God, we're going to experience that. But if we don't have those appointments with the Lord, I'm not talking about the prayer from the Lamborghini prayer or Ferrari prayer. No. Just 10 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and just get out of there. No, we're talking about the prayer like Jesus. We're going to learn from him now. The prayer, the way that Jesus prayed in those days. And then Jesus said, feed them. Why? Jesus was giving the opportunity to go into the celestial level. But Lord, we don't have nothing. You don't need nothing. The only thing that you need is me. Amen. Look up on me. Amen. If you look up on me and you believe in me, you will feed the 5,000, 500,000 with nothing. Because I'm here. Wow. Then the Lord said, the rest say, well, do you have something? And they say, well, Lord, we got 5 loaves here, a little loaf here, and 2 fishes. But what is this for so many? Ration. The rationalism came and interfere with the faith again. Interrupt the work of the Lord. They say, Lord, but what is this for so many people here? It's nothing. And Jesus said, oh, children, bring it to me. You know the rest of the story. He picked just a loaf, 5 loaves, and 2 fishes, just said over 12,000 people. And remaining how many baskets? 12 baskets. Pastor Tony, let's see if that's really his experience. Maybe he can explain to us. How can he explain that 5 little loaves and 2 fishes feed all this amount, and then the result was 12 baskets? Remember the widow? They have a little oil, and then the prophet of the Lord said, looking for a container there. Doesn't matter. They say 100 just gallon container. And she got the little cup here with a little portion of oil. Say, that's so logical. Put the 100 gallon just oil. Drop it there. Now, 2 hours, 3 hours. Oh my goodness. 100 just gallons is full completely. Oh, I got more here. I have 20 more. She going there on the same portion and drop over there. Can you explain that? When you reach the celestial level, when you go into the heavenly level, and there is acquire all attitude of the Lord. The Lord say, I don't say goodbye to the people, just get out of here. That was my mission. The creator, the architect of the universe. Now say, let me say goodbye to the multitude. The humbleness of the Lord. This is some of the most beautiful thing in the person who lives by Jesus, who lives by faith. We never just let the ego come over and take control of our life. Because Jesus, only Jesus is the one who has control of my life, my money, my house, my car, and everything that I have are dedicated to Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And Jesus finally convinced this guy. They left, they took the boat and just going to the other side of the Galilee Sea. And I know the question is going to Pastor Jose Tony in a moment. Jesus went up to the mountain. He walked up to the mountain there. Let's say the mountain that was around the sundown. The Bible said it was around the sundown. Let's say it was around 6 o'clock, and he took just an hour to climb the mountain there. What do you think he's going to do? Pray. Who's sleeping? He got his own beautiful inn there waiting for him. Hot water. There, beautiful place, comfy bed there. He went to the mountain to pray to his Father. God incarnate. Show show you and me the city of the power is your full dependency
Upon
on
God.
the power of God.
Amen.
The whole night there, he was tired. Can be sure he was tired. But he went up there. He just there started just to pray. At least he just reached down thing around 7 or 7:30 p.m. Taking off 4.5 hours to 12, and then from 12 to say 4 a.m. Jesus was praying there for at least 7.5 hours in the month.
Yeah, the third one. Yeah.
Think about how many hours do you spend every day? At what time are you going to bed? We're going to bed just like a bat. Look in the night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. What are you doing? You're awake just at 1 a.m., at 12 a.m., or in the night, p.m. What are you doing? 11 p.m. just awake. I just try just to be in bed no later than 9:30. Turn off the light, because when the light is on, the pineal gland just tell you that it's the daytime. Don't forget that we are day creature.
Yeah.
We are not the night creature. When you have it just dark, it's starting just the pineal gland telling you, hey, it's time to sleep. Then releasing some serotonin. Serotonin coming to start just make you feel like a target, and then just release the melatonin, and the melatonin take you completely down, and you're fully asleep and rest. But what's happening is many of us are just watching TV, watching just soap operas, watching just news. Brother and sister, at 9 p.m. turn off that thing. Be ready for how you just pray before you go into bed, and then just going early to the bed. I just at 10 p.m. I'm just sleeping, but at 4 p.m., 4 a.m. I wake up and I kneel down, spending 1.5 or 2 hours, because the secret of my ministerial life and success depending of the time that I spend
Yes,
with God in
sir.
the morning.
Yes, sir.
I do not leave the house until I spend at least 1 hour or 2 hours kneel down there.
Praise God.
Kneel down there. You need to set up some spot. Remember I say date, time, and place.
Yes, yes.
If you have a walk-in closet, having a spot there in my room where I dedicate it to Jesus and say, Lord, this is
Your spot.
the spot that I'm going to have an encounter with you. This is your place where your child going to talk with you every morning. And this is the safety place. And every day I just turn down there, I put in the pillow, okay, because it's a wood house.
Yeah.
And I know we're going to be, I cannot wait to receive the time with the wood there.
Yeah.
I don't know how Jesus did, maybe he takes some grass or something, I don't know. One day I'm going to ask him, but I know this wood is hard. I put in the pillow there, I can spend 1 or 2 hours without problem.
Praise God.
My brother and sister, when I finish that, I'm going with the Lord. I tell you, I can, I feel the power of his presence
Hallelujah.
in my life.
Amen.
And I know that I'm ready to see these angels in the hospital there. Patient like Mr. Tony, well, some telling just the name of this patient. They called me just last week. This guy was screaming a lot, just very loud, just in the floor. It wasn't 7,900. This guy was a PA. I found just what's happened with him later. But this guy was screaming. He was just in despair. They put him just special glove to retaining him. They put him just a bell to his around him, to tie him in there. Imagine just a military guy. He was in the Korea War and in the Gulf War. And I had just been a chaplain for the police department for almost 32 years now or more. I knew him, and when I went to the room, I tell him just David, who is the manager, David, I'm going to take away these things from him, okay?
Wow.
He's a military guy, he's a VA guy, he's feeling now like he is in the concentration camp.
Wow.
And I released that on his hand, he said, tell me this, he was just fighting there to take off, you cannot take off of this thing, I tell you, they put it this in here.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can take it off that. I found him take it off those gloves from his hands and just release from the belt. And then his phrase just changed a little bit, and then we started to talk. The guy who was screaming, take me just 2 hours and 20 minutes talking with him. But after that encounter, because before when I hear the screaming, I just went to some place there and have a little prayer before going to that place, and there will be a case who's going to challenge me, and I want to bring him to the Lord. I want to be just have a extra force to go into that room. But that guy was changed completely after that moment, and then I just walk away. By the way, I asked his family to leave the room, just stay alone with him. And he tell me all his story. was working in the tank when he was in the Korea War and the Gulf War, and the atrocity that he came in and say, "Oh Lord, what I did, Lord. Forgive me, Lord." See the anguish about the experience and the flashback back came to his mind, and now whatever he did there. But how the Lord bring peace to him. We became very close friends. For the next 3 days he was there. They didn't put him anything to restrain him anymore. And he was a different man. The family experienced a beautiful time together. Because in the morning, I don't leave my room without to be completely secure that he would go with me.
Amen.
And the seeking of your daily power, the pain of those hours that you expend in the morning with God. Went to the mountain. Don't forget that disciples are in the ocean just for 9 hours. Jesus just came. He don't have anybody waiting for him in the boat there just to take it and catch the sky. But Jesus was living the celestial level, in the heavenly level. And then after 8 hours, they having a dance in the ocean. Jesus coming, walk over the water, like nothing's happening. No problem with me. I don't think so, but just think about this. Think about this, Pastor Tony. 8 hours in the dance. Tell me about the speed of the Lord. Remember when Daniel was praying? The third heaven. Paul said that the kingdom of God in the third heaven.
Yeah.
Maybe just 3 million years light to come back from there to here. And the angel of the Lord takes this circle like this.
Wow.
Daniel was praying and he was there. Remember just Moses and Elijah. When they come to support Jesus before the Exodus, the death of Jesus. They came from heaven. They don't use any helmet. They don't come in no spaceship from there. They came and they passed all through this space. Came down here because they're living in the celestial level.
Yeah.
No rational. And Jesus came breaking the natural law, walking over the water, and Peter said, "Lord, that is you, really? This is you." Yes, I'm Peter. Say, "Okay, man, just let me come with you." And they just started to walk there. My dear brother and sister, when we live in the celestial level as a result of your daily appointment with God, you don't have capacity to imagine what the Lord can do through you.
True.
Yeah.
Nothing can. That's what we repeat it. Just Philippians 4:13. What does it say, brother?
I can do all things through Christ.
You became omnipotent. You got it just in Jesus. If you believe in Jesus, nothing can stop you because you live in the celestial level.
Amen.
If you live in that level, nothing can stop you. The secret to be in that level is praying every day. Spend time, quantity time and quality time. Turn off all the self. Turn off the TV.
Yeah.
Don't let anything and anybody interrupt your holy time, because that is your time in heaven.
Yeah.
Because when you are in those moments, this appointment with God, you are no longer in the earth, you are in the heaven.
Yeah.
And then when you come down from there, I tell you, you came equipped from the heavenly.
Hallelujah.
And the Lord wants to manifest His power through you and through me, like He did through the disciple. And today, He's calling you and calling me, that you are ready just to accept this.
Prayer that Jesus in his daily life received wisdom and power. Let the youth follow his example in finding at dawn and twilight a quiet season for communion with their Father in heaven. And throughout the day, let them lift up their hearts to God. At every step of our way, he says, I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand. Fear not, I will help thee. Isaiah 41:13. Could our children learn these lessons in the morning of their years? What freshness and power, what joy and sweetness would be brought into their lives? In the book Education, page 259.
Amen. Jesus start every day with prayer. Brothers and sisters, the Lord is inviting you to open your life and your heart to allow Him just to do wonders through you. For the last 3 weeks, a lady from Sunrise City is calling me. I don't know who is this lady, but she said, Pastor, can you please help me with my son? My son is bothered some evil spirits. Don't allow him to sleep. He just became full of anxiety. And I say, where are you from, you say? Well, I'm from here for Sunrise. And I don't know where Sunrise. Say, where is Sunrise? Say, well, Sunrise is down here, close to Miami. Oh, really? close to Miami, and they say, how do you know about me? Well, we were there in 2014. My son came from the UCF graduation, and then he became sick, and they found just a leukemia. They treated him there, and then the same spirit was bothering him there, and you went to our room, you prayed for my son, and he was in peace since that moment. For some reason, the spirit is bothering him today. I can, for the last month, say, I cannot bring him over there, and I ask him if you can come down here. Pray for me. I'm just praying for that for the last 2 weeks. And the lady, like our lady, was insisting. She just continued just calling me. I just praying that the Lord is planning to travel over there, down there. It's almost 4 hours driving down. Going there to pray for this young man who is being bothered just by this evil spirit. But you see, God has planned for us.
Yeah.
I don't know where and say, Lord, just I want that you let me be sure that you want me just to go down there to do this, because I can call another person to do that here. But if you ask me to go there, it's not problem for me. I can go to Miami to pray for this young man. Usually, dedicate on the spot in the house that is now belong to God, and bring him to this spot that is mine now, and Jesus Christ. Pray for him and ask him that the Lord can make free this young man for the glory of Jesus Christ.
Hallelujah.
My dear brother and sister, celestial floor is waiting for you.
Yeah.
God bless